Om. Namaste. Welcome to all of you. Today we are entering the 18th chapter or 18th part of the life and journey of Mahavatar Babaji. As indicated by Patanjali Maharishi, when Babaji was in Madurai Meenakshi temple, Patanjali Maharishi appears before Mahavatar Babaji. They spend few minutes in exchanging pleasantries. Again they have darshan of the deities. Patanjali Maharishi says to Mahavatar Babaji, today I will join in Ayagarmalai. Let us meet with the important SEETHAs. Something is likely to churn out today. Indicating this message to Mahavatar Babaji, Patanjali Maharishi takes leave. Subsequent to Patanjali Maharishi leaving, Mahavatar Babaji takes a simple journey to Tiruparam Kundram to meet Machamuni. And on meeting Machamuni, Mahavatar Babaji communicates to him that at Ayagarmalai, Patanjali Maharishi is expected to arrive there. Let us meet him. Machamuni Siddhar says, yes, I got the information. I will also join you. Let us go. Mahavatar Babaji and Machamuni spend some time and prepare themselves to go to Ayagarmalai. On the other side, in the meanwhile, on the other side at Svethanathapuram, Mahavatar Babaji parents are too much troubled by Swaminathan and Manimaran. Especially Manimaran is bent upon taking Mahavatar Babaji to business. He makes very frequent visits to Mahavatar Babaji's house, inquires about whereabouts are Mahavatar Babaji. While Vedaranya Shastri is non-committal about whereabouts of Mahavatar Babaji, in fact, Vedaranya Shastri himself is not knowing where is Mahavatar Babaji. Vedaranya Shastri very clearly indicates to Manimaran that my son is not interested in joining the business at all. It is not that he is having any reservation in joining business with you. In fact, he is not interested in joining any commercial activities or business ventures. Whereas a meeting between Manimaran and Swaminathan, they discuss together. They find when Babaji was present with them for few days, the business volumes are increasing and the profits are also increasing. But as Babaji left, the volume of business is declining, the profit margins are declining, the value of sales also is declining. The only distinction is they were getting the same business what they were getting. There is a sudden growth, sudden leap in the business when Babaji comes there. That gives a very strong signal to Manimaran that there is some kind of power within Babaji. But for that, it will be difficult to achieve that kind of voluminous business in few days. Somehow they wanted to find out where Babaji has gone. Manimaran is so much dejected that he is not able to find Babaji, whereas Swaminathan has got double dejection. He was not able to give his daughter to Mahavatar Babaji. If that had happened, he would have pulled him to business. If that had not happened also, Mahavatar Babaji would have joined in business with Manimaran, and both the chances are lost by them. With this, neither Manimaran is in a position to console Swaminathan, nor Swaminathan is in a position to pacify Manimaran. Manimaran becomes so much stressful. He feels that a very big gloom is expected to befall on him, and naturally he becomes stressful because of this reason. Manimaran and Swaminathan both make a fervent appeal again by visiting Muthukumara Swami temple and very openly pleads with Vedaranya Shastrigal that only the presence of his son is more than sufficient for us. Let him not take any kind of part in business or business activities. But unfortunately, sensing something wrong, Vedaranya Shastrigal vehemently rejects this offer and tells Manimaran that please do not approach me henceforth with this kind of offer. Let your visit be the last here for this purpose. With these words, Manimaran walks out. He walks out of the temple even without offering any prayer to the deities. Swaminathan follows the suit, and in a matter of seconds they disappear. Vedaranya Gurukul finds himself in a wrong foot. He feels pathetic for Manimaran as well as Swaminathan, and sometimes he feels in a corner of his heart that he should not have been that much harsh on them. He also tries to come out of the temple and look for them, but they are not to be seen. Immediately Vedaranya Shastri sends words through the junior Purohits, the boys who are very dedicated to Vedaranya Shastrigal, ask them to go and bring them back for a discussion so that Vedaranya Shastrigal could, in a calm and composed situation and atmosphere, explain to Manimaran as well as Swaminathan about the situation prevailing at their hand and what is a cherished journey of Mahavatar Babaji. Those things are to be explained to him. But the boys come empty-handed. They are not to be seen in the harbor. Usually after the sunrise, Manimaran is not available in the harbor at all, because all his import-export works is completed by the time sunrise happens. The ship or ferries come in the late evening. The unloading process happens during the midnight. Sometime past midnight 12, all business people come there to pick up the goods directly. This being the case, almost Manimaran and Swaminathan work night. Usually it will be Manimaran who will be working at night. Swaminathan usually doesn't come to port. Once in a while he comes, 1 or 2 days in a week only he comes. The junior boys, the Purohits who go and search for these two persons, Manimaran and Swaminathan, come empty-handed and report to Vedaranya Shastrigal. Vedaranya Shastrigal tells again to the boys, go one more time early in the morning and find out if they are there. Ask them to come and meet me. Do not forget this one. Please do this. After completing the rituals at the Muthukumara Swami temple, Vedaranya Shastrigal closes the temple and reaches home. On that night, Vedaranya Shastrigal is too much disturbed that he has been little harsh to them. Although Vedaranya Shastrigal was not harsh at all, still he feels that he could have had a cool atmosphere in discussion. Vedaranya Shastrigal spends the night with murmuring something with his wife. Mahavatar Babaji's mother, Nanambal, also supports Vedaranya Shastrigal and consoles him that early morning he will come, or after the business hours are over, he will come, let us discuss and give him good advice. The night passes. So, on the other side, Machamuni and Mahavatar Babaji reach Ayagarmalai. They meet Ramadevar. Ramadevar invites both Mahavatar Babaji and Machamuni, and even before they begin any discussion or give any indication, Ramadevar says that I got information from Patanjali He will be here after some time. In the meanwhile, Channimalai Siddhar, Punnikesar, Pasudar also will be joining us. Not only that, along with Patanjali Maharishi, Vyakrapadar, Sattai Muni, Pambati Siddhar are all likely to join here. After few hours, all the Siddhas assembled there, that is Patanjali Maharishi, Vyakrapada, Machamuni, Ramadevar, Punnakesar, Channimalai Siddhar, Pasudar, Pambati Siddhar, Chattai Muni. Ramadevar arranges night dinner for all of them. Very natural food of then, thinai, kadalai, with some kind of ragi, millet items, etc., which are natural food, are being served to all of them. Patanjali Maharishi explains to all, tomorrow early morning, before the Brahma Murta and during the Brahma Murta, we are going to conduct a Siddha Mandala Homa, which will conclude with Sudarshana Homa, before which we will be invoking Ganapati and Muthukumara Swami, Murugan. All agree for the Homa to be conducted. All arrangements are already made for the Homa. All the Siddhas, except Mahavatar Babaji, gets the message in telepathy about the Homa in advance. It was only Mahavatar Babaji who did not know what is going to happen. He has to wait and watch for any message to come. He comes to know only when the message has been revealed by this divinity. So that night passes. Next day morning, 3 a.m. around, all complete their early morning oblations and conduct the Homa. Machamuni takes the lead and conducts the Homa, wherein all the Siddhas, including Mahavatar Babaji, join in offering the Swahakara. The Homa is going on continuously. A circle is made, one after the other, all are sitting, pouring ghee and other samit in the sacred fire. Babaji is sitting in between Machamuni and Ramadevar. The Havan, the sacred fire ceremony, is going on very fine. Just before the concluding portion of the sacred fire being conducted, a process called Purna Ahuti will be done, in which several sacred materials, articles will be combined and collected and will be offered to the fire god in the Homakunda. This is just to indicate everything available in front of us, including us, will one day disappear and go to fire. That is a sacred indication, sacred message which we must take from the fire ceremony which is offered. Everyone stand up. Suddenly there is a outburst of fire unexpectedly. It almost engulfs their room, but the fire has not come out and disturbed anybody, but it gives a threatening indication that it is about to burst or already bursted without damaging anyone or any article. In the process, heavy smoke emanates, and when the smoke subsides, Babaji is not there. Babaji is missing. Babaji was in between Machamuni Siddhar and Ramadevar Siddhar. Patanjali Maharishi just closes his eyes. All Siddhas are spellbound, immobilized. At this stage, Mahavatar Babaji disappears from the scene. on the other side, early morning, at Swetanathapuram, even before the junior Purohits of Vedaranya Gurukul approach where they have kept that flame below, the bigger flame which is kept burning all the time in order to show the path between the seashore and little distance up to the ship. There is a big fire, a moving fire. Everybody is taken by shock. Then they realize that Manimaran and Swaminathan have burnt themselves and they are running here and there out of pain. This is taking the people by shock who were present there. Suddenly there, Mahavatar Babaji appears. Along with him, another Siddha by name Romarishi also appears. Romarishi caught hold of Swaminathan and Manimaran and embraces them. The thick hair which is naturally on Romarishi is able to control the fire. As soon as Romarishi catch hold of Manimaran and Swaminathan one by one and hugs them, as a result of heavy hair on his body which acts as a wool, the fire comes to controllable situation. By the time, many people bring sand and make a wash for both Swaminathan as well as Manimaran. Both of them are injured with heavy fire wounds. Both of them are so and so semi-unconscious, not to recognize who has come there, who is with them, who are all with them. Immediately a bedding arrangement is done. Some people bring plantain leaves, pour castor oil over it and make them lie on the plantain leaves, and the Vaidyas are called to give them the healing medications. After a few minutes of time passing, Babaji comes to know the divinity next to him is Romarishi. And another important thrilling point for Mahavatar Babaji which astonishes him is how it was possible for Mahavatar Babaji to appear at the Swetanathapuram port where early morning he was at Ayagarmalai taking part in the holy sacred havan conducted by several divinities. At this stage, a realization comes to Mahavatar Babaji that it was the work of Machamuni and Ramadevar, supported by many divinities who were there, and for all this the Karta is Patanjali Maharishi. Patanjali Maharishi is the reason for all that happened from the previous day to this moment. The entire Swetanathapuram assembles at the seaport, whereas the message spreads like a wildfire. Vedaranya Gurukul also arrives at the Swetanathapuram seaport. He was astonished to see his son Nagaraja, the Mahavatar Babaji, at the Swetanathapuram seaport. Vedaranya Gurukul realizes that his son is not ordinary entity. Something has been happening all these years. Something is happening here and now. Something is likely to happen, or something much more is likely to happen through his son Nagaraja, who has now become Mahavatar Babaji. At Swetanathapuram port, Vedaranya Gurukul is also spellbound, not able to utter any word. He doesn't want to feel guilty. He expresses what had happened to his son Nagaraja. He thinks that his son Nagaraja will know everything. There is no necessity for me to explain to him. After a few hours, slowly, Manimaran and Swaminathan open their eyes. Babaji gives them healing touch and tells them, I am always with you both. I am always with you both eternally, and you both will always be with me. Never ever have any feeling that you are separated from me. I will be back with you. Neither I want to see this Manimaran nor that Swaminathan. When I see you next, both of you, it will be a different situation and it will be a different environment. With these words, instantly, in the presence of all the crowd, Mahavatar Babaji and Roma Rishi disappear. The spellbound Vedaranya Gurukul is taken by another shock and feels that his impression, his thinking, his assumption about his son Nagaraja is not an illusion, but it is a reality. The reality is going to be proved eternally all the time. He rushes to his home, gives an account of all that happened at the port, and he was able to see the presence of his son Nagaraja with another Siddha, the Divine Mother who gave Mahavatar Babaji to this universe. Is so happy, so thrilling. She says, except one issue, I do not want to force my son for anything. I want to allow my son to have his own freedom. Only one wish I am going to ask my son. After that, it is his right to choose whatever he wants. Now, although my son is not with me, I am always having the feeling, or my son is always giving a feeling that he is with me. That is more than enough for me to cherish my life. Mahavatar Babaji is back to Alagarmalai and he is standing in between both Machamani and Ramadevar Siddhar. As though nothing has happened, he is continuing, and all including Mahavatar Babaji offer to the sacred fire the Purna Ahuti and conclude the sacred ceremony, the Havan ceremony of Siddha Mandala Homam and Sudarshana Homam, which was guided by Ganapati Homam and Kartikeya Homam. Once the Homa is over, including the Roma Rishi who shows his presence there, all praise Roma Rishi. Patanjali Maharishi had invited Roma Rishi for the Homam. Roma Rishi did not decline. He said, I will be there. But he was not there. Now Patanjali Maharishi understands that what was the reason for Roma Rishi to be absent here, in order to ensure that his presence is there like a woolen blanket. He helped Manimaran and Swaminathan to save themselves from the dangerous fire inferno which took place with no reasons. Now all the rishis, all the siddhas assembled there, give their blessings, give their wishes to Mahavatar Babaji, transferring some of their Ashtama Siddhis to Mahavatar Babaji. Already you have enjoyed some Siddhis here. It was because of that Siddhi you were able to be present here, and you were able to be present there at Svetanathapuram, where your close friends and acquaintances needed you at that time. From this day, you will be with your disciples, although you are not visible to anybody. All the Siddhas praise Mahavatar Babaji for his sincere approach in the lineage of Siddha, although not become a Siddha as of date. Still, Patanjali Maharishi did not want to utter a word on Mahavatar Babaji. He informs Mahavatar Babaji, in another fortnight, we are all going to meet at Rameshwaram during the sacred day where Sri Ramanavami will be celebrated. We do not know what is going to be that experience, what is going to happen in Rameshwaram on Sri Ramanavami. Till such time, Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha.